You're watching true crime coverage with AngelaRenee. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell to get notified. Let's get started. Hey guys, today I'll be covering the peculiar disappearance of the Skelton brothers. So guys, this case is truly heartbreaking. All of the cases that I cover are deeply saddening, but I'm the mother of 2 young boys, and this case stirs up so many emotions in me. Anyway, this video isn't about me, so I'm gonna get back to it. Black Friday of 2021 marked 11 years since the Skelton brothers were last seen. Andrew would be 20 years old this year, Alexander would be 18, and Tanner would be 16 years old. If you're not familiar with the case, you might be wondering, what happened to the Skelton brothers? The brothers disappeared in Morenci, a city on the border of Michigan and Ohio, on November 26, 2010. The boys were spending the holidays with their father, John Skelton. The boys were last seen playing in their father's backyard in southern Lenawee County. The boys were at their father's home because their parents had just separated, and their mother, Tanya, had filed for divorce from John in September of 2010. Tanya had custody of the boys. So you might be wondering, was the divorce an amicable one? If you guess no, then you're correct. The divorce and separation of the boys' parents were contentious, with many accusations flying between the two. During the bitter custody battle, John accused Tanya of abusing the boys. So guys, Tanya pled guilty to 4th-degree criminal sexual conduct in 1998. According to NBC24.com, it was a plea bargain after she was accused of having sex with a 14-year-old boy who had worked for her at her rental properties. Back then, she was known as Tanya Derby. Tanya denied ever harming her children, you know, in that way. The boys, Andrew, age 9, Alexander, age 7, and Tanner, age 5, spent Thanksgiving holiday with their father, John. Tanya was supposed to pick them up from her ex-husband's the next day. Tanya tried contacting John, but she couldn't reach him, so she went to his house. He wasn't at home because he was at the hospital after he broke his ankle. Now, according to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, he told the hospital workers that he injured his ankle while trying to take his own life. So guys, police were able to get into his home, where they found the house destroyed, but the boys weren't there. Now, according to Fox2Detroit.com, John changed the story of where the boys were while he was at the hospital. He said that they were with friends before telling investigators that the boys were given to an unknown woman. Now, he also told the police that he gave them to an underground group, possibly tied to the Amish community, that would keep them safe. By the way, if you haven't hit that like button, what are you waiting for? And if you haven't subscribed, show me some support so I can continue to create great content for you guys.
7 years ago, the boys from Morenci that went missing.
Oh yeah, small ones.
If someone brought children here, would the Amish community, would they take them in?
It could be, yeah.
How probable was it the Amish would take these boys in?
And I don't think that anyone would do that.
No, our churches and families, we're all together. Everybody knows what everybody does. We're all back and forth, and I don't believe so.
And that'd be strange if all of a sudden there'd be 3 boys in the area and everybody would wonder what there was.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say anybody would take them in
I've
and hide
been here
them.
all my life, and I've never heard of something like that.
Here's an audio clip of John speaking on the phone with Sandra Ali about what he did wrong.
Like I'm saying, to heck with you. it's your problem, not mine. I've been helping them. I didn't do anything to try to hurt Tanya. I still love Tanya. It was my mom who told me I had to stop saying that.
Why did your mom tell you had to stop saying that?
I don't know. Maybe she thought it sounded stupid, ridiculous, or made me look like an idiot. I don't know.
He says if he could go back and change things, he would.
I wouldn't burn all my evidence, any contacts, any evidence whatsoever. I wouldn't have burned that. I would have gotten, my parents involved, asked them what I should, if I should really do this, ask them, if there's any other things that I could do.
So guys, if you want to hear the full conversation, I left a link to the interview in the description box below. Now, according to Fox2Detroit.com, phone records helped the police place John the day after his boys were last seen. He had been in Morenci early November 26, 2010. According to Michigan State Police, he went to Ohio. His phone pinged him in Ohio, about 20 miles from his home, was shut off, then pinged him back in Morenci about 2 hours and 15 minutes later after he left Michigan. Search parties looked for the boys, but they haven't been found, and John hasn't told anyone where they actually are or if they're even still alive. So guys, you might be wondering, where is John now? John Skelton is currently in prison at the Bellamy Creek Correctional Facility in Iona, Michigan. He still hasn't been charged in connection with the disappearance of his boys. Get this, guys. He was sentenced to 10 to 15 years in prison for unlawful imprisonment. The story is John was accused of taking the boys out of school 2 months before their disappearance. It's alleged that he said that he was taking them on a trip to Florida where his parents lived. If John isn't granted parole, he's scheduled to be released in 2025. He was sentenced to prison in 2011. Now guys, the case still remains open and the boys still have not been found. Anyone with any information is asked to call Michigan State Police at 517-636-0689 or the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-843-5678. By the way, you guys, I just want to give a shout out to my auntie. She's the one that reminded me about this case. My auntie Cherie. Hey, auntie. And remember, thanks for watching. Hit that like button. It's a free way to show support for my channel. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when I upload a new video. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Comment down below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.